Is Congress going to be reducing veterans' benefits? That's the question that I've been getting asked a lot from a lot of veterans who had seen these videos from people who had read an article that mentioned a report that allegedly came from Congress saying on ways to reduce the budget and giving ideas of how this can be done in order to balance the budget. Well, let me tell you a real quick, easy answer to this. No. So it's important that you understand, I do believe that these individuals who are putting out these videos are well-intentioned and they're very knowledgeable on VA service-connected disability matters. About 90-something% of what I've seen from them in the past has been good and accurate. And I would agree with them and concur on it. When it comes, though, to matters of Congress and specific legislation issues and reports, I would ask that you understand that I worked in Congress. I handled this. I would continuously ask Congressional Research Service and Congressional Budget Office to give me reports all the time, which I took all the time. These reports are not made by other members of Congress. All right, they're not elected members. They're bureaucrats within the U.S. House of Representatives that does all sorts of reports. And in this particular article by MOA, they went out and said that, hey, the Congressional Budget Office has put out this information. This is something that could be happening to your VA benefits. But if you actually read the budget report, it's important to note a couple of different things. That at the request of the House and Senate committees on the budget, the Congressional Budget Office periodically issues examples of budget options to help inform federal lawmakers about the implications of the possible policy choices that would reduce the deficit. And this year, they put it in two different options, and this is in 2022. All right. It's also important to note that in their notes, they wrote that the options have come from a variety of sources, including legislative proposal, budget proposals from various administrations, congressional staff, government entities, and private groups. These options are intended to reflect a range of possibilities rather than to rank priorities or present a comprehensive list. The inclusion or exclusion of a particular option does not represent an endorsement or a rejection by the CBO. It's just simply saying this is what it would take necessary for us to do to balance the budget. If you want to balance the budget, Congress, these are some of the hard choices you would have to make. And that these aren't recommendations. This is just telling you what would happen. So that's the first thing everybody needs to understand. That this is not Congress saying, hey, we're going to do these things. Nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, this report is kind of warning them, if you say you want to balance the budget, you got to do all these horrible things. Is this what you want to do? And whether you like it or not, they're just telling you that these are where the cuts could be made to do that. And it would be, really tragic to veterans' benefits if you try to do this. No one in Congress has introduced a bill, to my knowledge, and no one that I've talked to in Congress would even blink at shooting down a bill that said, hey, we're going to reduce veterans' benefits and do a means test for service-connected disability for veterans who have earned that through their military service. I would think it's political suicide, to be quite honest with you. So it's important that veterans know that that article is referring to a report that, again, was not by Congress. It was by the Congressional Budget Office. And that report is not a recommendation, but sort of a warning of, or just like, okay, you want to do this? Well, this is what it takes. And do you really want to do that? Because that's what it's going to take. And these are the effects it's going to have if you just try to balance the budget blankly across the board. All right? So I hope everybody understands that and knows that your veterans' benefits aren't really under attack by Congress at this point in time and looking at being reduced. And there's no talk about this. So I hope that answers everyone's question and calms everyone down a little bit about the concerns that they're having that next year their veteran service-connected disability is going to be taken away from them. It's not.